Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Mech Merlin stream. Let's see who is online tonight. I see the usual suspects: Who Dat, WKL, Look It's Phoenix, Kawaii Voldemort, Sav KB, I'm Jeffy Vo, Tenor Madness, Ashika Izul, MJ Game 6. Thank you guys for joining in. I also see a busy Timmy. Hello and good day. Here we go, guys. This is the Fuji 65. So, as I was saying earlier, Fuji 65 is, group by is long over. But just as a quick recap of what the Fuji 65 is, let's, here we go. Let's pop it up on screen really quick. But yeah, this group by ended about a month or two ago. Here we go. Yeah, this was a board that sold on March 8th. Came in two variants: the SE Standard Edition, roughly for $285, and the FE Founders Edition of sorts, selling for $360. Drosh says, I love how Mech Merlin didn't finish reading my pun. I completely missed you. Okay. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, if you guys want to follow along the Geek Hack page, this was actually a fairly affordable 65%. Let's take a look at some of the pictures there. Check it out. So at this point, I have no idea what color this is. No idea what color they sent me at all. So I'll find out the same time you guys find out. Piece of Sheet says, what happened, by the way? Why is it late? I don't know what the reason of why it's late is. Maybe they just didn't have enough units, but wanted to get my take on it. Who knows? They'll send you a purple one. Yeah, most people don't know that I'm colorblind, so it's happened before. People have sent me purple boards before, but hopefully today I will not get one. So let's see who actually got one. Here we go. Proto stream was to Feather, who is the person who runs this, Apiary and Hamaji Neo. I guess they were the only two who did it. So yeah, check it out. Let's go unbox this. So I've already taken it out of its shipping container, but I promise you I did not open this thing at all. So here it goes. Let's see how it is. Can't wait to get your Fuji. So according to what I've heard on the internets, despite this being a $300 or so board, it didn't sound all that good. That's what I've been told. Doesn't sound all that good. In fact, in a conversation with Feather earlier, he mentioned that he would send me some plate foam to perhaps make the sound better, but who knows? Who knows, really? I'm noticing my foam here has it's a bunch of holes. Interesting. Pro tip, send Merlin orange boards. Send me boards that I can see. But yeah, pro tip, if you send a streamer a board, make sure it is the best that you can do. Don't send it with defects, otherwise you'll be well known to the world. There you go, there's a PCB right there. Very cool. Let's see, Yo Mazin said, looks like an iron. Looks like an iron, looks nice, sounds okay. The boards sound lack depth. Oh, really? Okay. Well, let's go look at the PCB first. Alright, let's go look at the PCB first. Quite curious. Quite curious, so yeah. Center mount USB-C, what looks to be an ESD protection chip, except this is interesting. Normally, you want to keep your ESD protection as close to the USB-C port as possible. So, in case, so that you like preserve the trace between the USB-C and the ESD protection chip. Right, so this is probably like what? That is a good inch away from the USB-C port. Very interesting. I've never actually seen that before on any ESD protected PCB. Let's see what else is here. This looks to be an ARM microcontroller. Looks like one. If only I could read it. Yep, that's an ARM microcontroller. That's an ARM microcontroller. Let's see, what else does it have here? Any other parts I noticed? There are some parts here that I have no clue what they are. Powered by hex core, and it actually has a vid and a PID. Oh my gosh, this is probably one of the first PCBs that I've seen that stamped on. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, what else do I see? Oh, I see RGB underglow, but the board does not have any in-switch lighting whatsoever. And my word, those holes for the switches seem very large. Kawaii Voldemort subscribed at tier 1. Thank you very much. So yeah, given your typical MX switch right here, you plug that in. Like so. That is... See, that is a huge hole. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Look at how big those holes are. That's where I plugged that switch in. That is very little pad to solder to. What the heck, man? That's interesting. Very interesting. It's almost like this is a hot swap board. Cause look, there are pads there to affix like a hot swap socket on. Interesting. Hold on, do I have a hot swap socket I could... Do I have a hot swap socket somewhere here? Yeah, that... Nope, I do not have one, but that really looks like a hot swap socket. That's so weird. Interesting, very interesting. Yeah. See, Sark says they look like hot swap. That's what I said. Let's see, looks like the same PCB is used for hot swap and solder. Maybe. Did they send an incomplete PCB? The China group buy had the solder PCB have holes for hot swap, just without the actual hot swap. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like it would fit a KL socket perfectly, especially with the pads for the hot swap socket right there. Yeah, it looks like a pain to solder, because look, there is very little pad to solder the leg onto, so I really wonder how this is going to work for me, right? So we'll see. If not, I'm gonna have to buy hot swap sockets. Because I think I've only got like spares available. I got like 5 or something. Yeah, very interesting. Oh, someone earlier mentioned a vid and a PID. The vid and PIDs are vendor and product ID. It's a unique identifier for your board. Typically speaking, if you want, if you're part, you can get a free one if you're part of an open source project. This is information that Zark informed me about a couple months ago. Or you can pay $5,000 a year. You know, if you're not part of an open source project. But yeah, this is the first board that I've seen with that specifically marked out like that. See, CH9 says the PCBs for the international group buy will supposedly have normal sized pinholes. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, interesting. So the reason why, okay, if you use VIA makes use of the vid and the PID, because that's how it detects what board you've got. If you're just using QMK, it honestly really doesn't matter. What vid and PID? The vid is 3311. The PID is I can't read it through the sleeve. The vid is 3311, the PID is F003. Yep, F003. You know what? I just want to check. Go check if that's actually in QMK already. Not sure, actually. Oh well. We'll figure it out when I'm ready to build this board. Let's see. Boymech had the solder PCB for the China group buy, and he just went with the inside with those large holes. He used a lot of solder. Oh, I bet. I absolutely bet that he had to do that. Josh says, enjoying the Plippy Miles? Yes, I do. Though I find that it's not very good for gaming. Ah, look at that. I apparently have plate foam, or plate dampener right here. Cool. And looks like I got a white one. Yeah. I got a white one. Why not for gaming? I find that the texture isn't very conducive for my hand. It just doesn't feel right. But here we go, here we go. This is it. This is the white Fuji. Man. I guess I could put the Triumph Adler set on here. There it is. The white Fuji with carbon fiber plate. Very beautiful, actually. Like, I can see why this board... Oh my god, that is just gorgeous. Holy crap. Oh my. Wow. Okay. I love that. I absolutely love that. Dang. Wow. Wow, I love that. Okay. Sark says, I like your shirt. Thank you. It's the QMK shirt. Let's see. What was this? This is... Yeah, this is definitely not the FE. This is the SE edition, which retailed past tense for about 285 bucks. FE came with a brass weight. Actually, wait, is that a brass weight? No, that can't be brass. Brass weight, stainless steel backplate with PVD with mirror finish. No, wait, this is the FE. This is the FE. Dang. Wow. Okay, that is. Feather, if you're watching this is awfully generous of you to send me the FE. Jeez, man. Dang. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Feather. Holy crap. Yeah. New desk mats as that MRL. Yes, this is one of the desk mats that I'm demoing for potential Mech Merlin merchandise. Do that, you can see the wizard hat over here. I've got a few others, just trying them out and all that. Let's see, but yeah, dang, this is pretty. This is pretty. Let's go open it up. Let's open it up and see what's inside. But yeah, this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that mirror finish right there. I can be like, Rogue Architect subscribe with Prime. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rogue Architect says, this board I got. Key Buddy's so happy to see it on stream. How much more does FE cost than base model? Okay. So the SE starts at $285 and the FE starts at $359. So not that much more expensive, you know? Let's see. Plutonium says, I only care about the looks of this board, honestly. I'm sure the sound will be suffice, or will be sufficient. Yeah, wow. But honestly, Feather, if you're watching this, please tell your team thank you so very much. Was not expecting an FE at all. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. An FE and in white, as chat is saying right here. Here, yeah, let's go take it apart. Let's take it apart. I'm curious to see how the internals look. E-White got my wallet sad. Yeah, I know. E-White, typically more expensive in what they have than other colors. Why is it more expensive? I believe the electrophoresis manufacturing procedure is more involved Then anodization. Anything in more in detail, I probably can't talk about it because I don't know the procedure. And if it like somehow ends up being like a copy of like someone else's purple set, I'd be like, well, I wouldn't have known that. There we go. Look at that. That's the bottom right there. What does your shirt look like to you? This shirt looks like a very dark gray with a hint of blue to me. But I know that it's supposed to be purple. Because I've been told off. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is a top mount board. So I'm curious. Hopefully I can get this built before I have to return this 660, because then I can compare the two of them. Because since they are both top mount boards, I wonder if this one will actually sound better than the Fuji. But who knows? Who knows? Josh says, I don't see what you're talking about. I literally don't see what you're talking about. But yeah, if I designed it and it happened to be like the same as someone else's purple set, I can say that I never intended to infringe on anyone's creative juices or anything, but this was purely unintentional. Yeah, look at that. That is pretty gorgeous. This is a very beautiful board. Very beautiful board. My only gotcha with this is this guy right here. I have not been a big fan of this logo. See, hopefully you guys can see it. It's this flowery logo. I would have preferred if it was just a miniature version of the mountain right there, right? But yeah, that flowery thing doesn't really look good to me. It kind of reminds me of the flowery logo on the TKC Molly, which I also do not like. So yeah, that's probably like my only gotcha for the board. Kinda looks like an Iron 165. I know someone was mentioning that earlier, but this is a top mount, so not completely an Iron 165. Also, I noticed that there are two screws that are longer, and they're the ones that go on these 2 points. SS Nagatoshi says it's a cherry blossom. Yeah, but even knowing that it's a cherry blossom doesn't make me like it any better, you know. I would have preferred just like the mountain logo. Tiny Boy says, I just want to drop by and say you're beautiful. Why, thank you. It's been a while since people have called me beautiful. Jeza says, I always think it's so sad. The most beautiful part of these boards are on the part that you don't see. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, not bad. Carbon fiber plate. I'm always a big fan of carbon fiber plate. Yeah, that's good. Especially since this one was shipped with a silicone dampener of sorts. So yeah, silicone dampener right there. Yeah, it's pretty thick actually. Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know when I'll build this. We'll see. We'll have to come up with switches for it. We'll have to lube switches and all that. You know, I've been asked to not build it with Gateron inks just because the previous streamers built it with like Gateron inks. I think Feather asked me to build it with JWK anything. So maybe I've got some JWK palm switches, which I actually don't really like because of the spring ping, but why not? Why not? We'll see. It's been a while since I put palm switches in anywhere. Salmonella says, that's why I like the 7V design so much. You get to enjoy the weight even when you're on the desk since it peeks out of the edges. I see that, yeah. Dragon fruits, MX greens. No, I'm a linear or tactile user these days, so, you know, as long as it's one of those, I'm fine. Spring swap or lube them. Yeah, I'm just gonna lube them. Just gonna lube the switches. Not gonna do much more. Like I feel like I'm done with Franken switches, you know? Like, I have 3 bags of random Franken switch experiments that I've been doing. Still haven't used them yet. So we'll see. Boba U4Ts. Yeah, you know what? I have not tried any U4Ts yet. So that's... If I were to go for tactile, that would probably be the first ones that I go for. Alpacas, I already have an alpaca build. I don't... Actually, no, wait, I do have alpaca switches, and I don't like how alpacas sound. That's the thing. Like, for me, if I were to go for JWK anything, it would really have to either be a lavender or a FFFF. Yeah, I do have, so some of the Franklin switches that I have right now, I have a switch that's an alpaca bottom, a Cherry MX top, and a UHM WPE stem with a 70G spring. A Lubda 205G0, I've got one of those. Another one that I have in here is a Telio with a heavier spring. What else do I have? What other Franken switches? Oh yeah, I've got original Holy Pandas. Like, by original, I literally mean the first batch. The first batch, this was like the same batch that Quakums was experimenting on when he was making Holy Pandas. What kind of switch is good for CF plate? So for carbon fiber, carbon fiber tends to sound really good on Thaki switches. So be that tactile or linear. One of my customers had me build a tray mount 60 with Zelios and a carbon fiber plate, and that sounded really good to my ears. There we go. All right. There it is. That is the Fuji 65. UHMWP, I always say wipe. I've even heard it called bum wipes and all that. Man, I'm already putting fingerprints on this guy. Let me wipe it. Wipe them fingerprints off. There we go. Hopefully no more fingerprints. Yeah, so I guess before I put the board away, just concluding remarks after taking it apart and playing with it. Looks fine. Looks fine. SE started at 285 and FE started at 359. If this was purely an SE board at 285, I think 285 is actually quite a bit steep. I believe the full aluminum should only be around 220, 240, but definitely not 285. Whereas if you go for the FE, like what this is, starting at 359 is actually a very, very good price for something like this with the mirror finish, stainless steel, brass, and all that. 359 for this is amazing. When it comes to aesthetics, this is the main selling point, right? This is the main selling point. The top honestly looks just like any other 65%. I feel like this is really tacky. Super tacky. It's kind of like an attempt to differentiate itself amongst other 65s by putting this brass weight with the sakura flower on it. But even with that, I'm kind of, even with that, I'm like, this kind of, I would have preferred that they take it off or just have the mountain design on it. So yeah, not so happy with that. In terms of the PCB, as much as I like center mount, I definitely would have preferred a daughter board. But, you know, can't always have a PCB like that. Can't really say much else about this board other than thank you very much, Feather, for sending me an FE was expecting an SE in some color that people didn't want. So thank you very much for sending this my way. If you guys want to know my final thoughts about this, I guess you're all gonna have to wait till I finish building one. When I plan to build this, probably, I don't know, maybe I'll build it next Thursday. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Also would have preferred some smaller pinholes on the PCB. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Here, let me show you that PCB again. Let me show that off again. Yeah, so apparently this PCB supports both hot swap and soldered. So if you were to try to solder this, the hole is ginormous. No. Why is the daughter board preferred? Okay, so the daughter board for me is basically just a, you know, if for some reason you break your USB port on this board, right? Like you're not careful. You, rather than unplugging it the right way, you pulled up this way, right? And you cracked it off, you broke it. The way to fix this would be, all right, well, I'm gonna have to desolder my entire board now, blah, 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 blah. And that's difficult, right? Whereas if you had a daughter board, you know, you break your daughter board. Daughter board is significantly cheaper than buying a new PCB, and, you know, a lot more time efficient when you're taking it apart. So yeah, just a, you know, quality of life improvement of sorts. Also, those daughter boards, especially if you go with the unified daughter board, that has seen 3 different implementations, or three different generations already. So the latest one has both ESD, overcurrent, and overvoltage support, and I expect better ones in the near future. So yeah, let me go put this in. Let me put this back in. So it also allows main PCB to flex like crazy. Yeah, I guess that's another benefit of having a daughter board. Yeah, this was quite a surprise for me, actually. It's like I knew they were sending me one, but literally did not receive any kind of tracking until last week, really. And I was like, okay, well, don't really know if it's going to be entirely relevant anymore, because the group buy is over, right? Group buy is over. But, you know, maybe this will generate hype for Feather and his team. Generate hype for future boards, because, you know, if I end up liking the Fuji 65 a lot, or if I make it sound really good compared to my to these other streamers here, which is Feather himself, Apiary, and Homogeneo, then, you know, people might be like, hey, we want a Fuji 65 round 2, or a Fuji 75, or a Fuji TKL, or Fuji whatever, you know? So there it is. Oh, Rogue Architect. Is Fuji 75 actually confirmed? Just affirming group buy purchases. That's true. That's true. My next stream will be this Thursday. I will be building Glendale Shoes Think 6.5, actually. And the funny thing is, Thursday will be Think 6.5. Then Saturday I'll be building another Think 6.5. So lots of Thinks this week. And yeah, I'll probably have my Think 6.5 out here too, just so I can compare and contrast. We'll see, we'll see. So yeah, thanks guys for joining in. And yeah, feel free to ask me questions on the boards on like Discord or like anything if you see me come by. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Have a good rest of your week. See you guys.